Well, hello. I'm ready, so I might as well just go. Welcome in, Raiders. Stephen Kill, welcome. Thank you so much for bringing everybody over. No, you're totally fine. Let me do a shout out in chat there. If you are not following Stephen Kill, you absolutely should. Stephen is an amazing streamer, does lots of very pretty indie games. And so, yeah, you should definitely give a follow over to Stephen if you don't already. Thank you, Lord Portico, for the tier 1 resubscription for 12 months. I'm getting 12-month subs in now. Be Right UK. It's been a long road. It's been a long road. To a year of Rogan. Thank you, Be Right UK, for the 12-month resubscription. Happy Sunday, everybody. Today is Space Day, technically I'm not stealing that. That was Susie Amy was Sunday Space Day, but works perfectly. Anyway, it is Stealth Space Sunday, I believe, is what I had named it. And we're playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition. We're currently in Mass Effect 2. And I've been saying since like day one, and people gave me like my series long romance options, that we are romancing Caden, even though I know that's not a thing until Mass Effect 3, or so I've been told, because I actually have never played these games before. And but we were like, he was one of our main companions in Mass Effect 1, and here we are in Mass Effect 2, and we've seen him once in the opening cinematic, and it's like I haven't found him yet. So that is why I could go with Stellar Sunday. Yes, Mobius. Also, hi, Geek Outs. Hayden Trek continues. Yes. So every week my title has been something about did we keep searching for Caden or not? So yeah. If you're new here, welcome. I am Rogan27. I am a variety streamer here on Twitch. I stream 4 days a week. I start my streaming week with Saturday, essentially. So yesterday I was streaming Ultima. We finished Ultima 4, and we will be starting Ultima 5 on the 1st of January. Ultima, if you're not familiar, is an old game. We started with Ultima 1, which came out in 1980, 81, sometime around then. The one we just finished was from 85, and the one we'll be starting, I believe, is from 86. On Sundays, we've been playing through the Mass Effect series, because I have never played them before, and so I am playing them for the first time, and really enjoying them. On Mondays, I spin a wheel that looks like that. Wheel of games that were put on the wheel using channel points, which currently disabled because I have like probably 3 or 4 months worth of games on the wheel right now, and so I don't know when I will get to the ones. The current game that we are playing from the spin wheel is, whoops, well, that's what it looks like when I spin it. The current game that we are playing is Evil Dead: A Fistful of Boomstick on the PlayStation 2. And then on Wednesdays, I stream from the archives and special collections at Virginia Tech and share materials from the archives, and it's a fun time. If you want to check in with that stuff, you can always drop a follow. Otherwise, the schedule is down below. But yeah, welcome everybody. I hope that you are having a wonderful weekend. Here we are, the Sunday before the Christmas holiday. It is the holiday season, and you know, I'm just going strong. I will not be streaming this coming Saturday, so that's why I won't be back into Ultima until the 1st, because I'm actually going to take off. I've been streaming now for a year, and I really don't take days off too often. I should probably take. All streamers need to take more days off. Anyway, welcome. It's wonderful to have you here. I think I'm going to think about getting this game up on the screen. What I can do. beginning to look a lot like some kind of holiday. It doesn't really work, Portico, but Jelly likes Jules. Thank you for the follow. Oh, wow, Brain. I have all these lovely buttons in front of me, and I have lost all of them. All right, let's see if I can get this game up so that you can see and hear it. The precipitation there for London is sadly not snow. Or the prediction. Gotcha. I mean, we were in the 70s yesterday here, which is not normal. But apparently we got some sleet overnight, so it has cooled off outside. I kind of miss Minnesota weather. Eventually, I hope this game capture actually captures the... That would be lovely, don't you think? There we go. Hopefully you all can see it now. Also, I believe the captions are on. If they're not, do let me know. I think they are. But I've already forgotten if I actually turned them on or not. Oh yes, we were finishing out Project Firewalker, I think. Because we're doing all the side quests before we go to the Citadel, which may be why we haven't found Caden yet. But I can't not do the side quests. Side quests are important. They spent a lot of time making the side quests. I don't think I have any unread messages. Yeah, I think we're just galaxy. All right, we are currently in Baylor, 100% explored. I don't know. Full on fuel, full on probes. We've got the Yakawa system for the mission and the Acer system. I think we have to go to Acer first because it is 0% explored and does not progress any missions. So that's the first one we have to go to because they're pretty. Look at this nebula. Or the Kaleston Rift. Look at how pretty. Look, if you love someone, let them side quest, and if they find you in the main quest, the romance is an important plot point. Kaleston Rift is actually quite gorgeous. I really, really do love the space art in the game, or in the entire series. The space art in the remastered Mass Effect 1 was I may have downloaded some of them as wallpaper. Alright. The first planet in the Acer system, actually not the first planet because we're starting from the out of the system, so I actually don't know what number this is, but it is Tamgauta, the outermost planet of the Acer system. Tamgauta is remote and largely unexplored. Its carbon dioxide atmosphere has long since frozen into fields of dry ice. Orbital distance 42.2 AU. Orbital period 275.1 Earth years. Radius 3,354 kilometers. Day length 64.8 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure, trace. Surface temperature minus 216 Celsius and surface gravity 0.2 G. It has good resources, so we should probably drop some probes. This is a good chat time. Because this part of the game isn't super, like, active. Probably my least favorite part of the game, the dropping of the probes on the planets to get the resources needed to build the upgrades. But it is a thing that has to be done. I do enjoy going around and reading all the entries on the planets. I think that that's kind of fun. What's amazing, though, is if I was playing this game not on stream, I would, like, click into them and click right back out of them and never actually read them. I know that about myself, but for some reason when I'm streaming, I actually enjoy it. And when I'm not streaming, I don't. I love, like, the lore is really good, and there are little tidbits here and there, and I know that the developers spent tons of time writing the lore, and I want to like it, but when I'm not streaming, I'm usually just, like, playing the game for the... I don't know. For some reason, I struggle with making myself read the lore when I'm not reading it out loud to other people. Very strange. Because I enjoy it. So I don't know why I don't do it more. I think I get impatient. You all help to calm the impatience. Alright, what do we got? Like, off stream I've been catching up on Dragon Age Origin. Which has been... It took me a little bit to get into because the control scheme I didn't really care for. But I'm pretty far into it now, and I should be done with it within the next couple days, I think. And then I'll probably end up starting up Dragon Age 2 over the holiday, just for myself. So it's been a lot of BioWare lately. Worth dropping another. I'm done. Oh, we'll grab that spike and yes, that dropped it to poor. I was like, it still says moderate, so I should find a good spike. I didn't mean to do that. Backed out slightly further than I intended. Alright, what else we got, Acer? Got... the fifth planet, Sheer. A remote rock planet, Captain Ice, Sheer has been exploited by the Arvunan corporations for its minerals. Home to gold veins, which are used in spaceship shielding as well as jewelry, and cobalt deposits used in high tensile alloys, Sheer shows no signs of being exhausted anytime soon. A light gravity helps keep the planetary Sorry, I don't know why I stumbled over that sentence. Tea levels are low! Oh no! Yes, go get some tea. A light gravity helps keep the planetary exportation process cheap. Orbital distance 20 AU. Orbital period 89.7 Earth years. Radius 4,900 kilometers. Day length 31 hours. Atmospheric pressure trace. Surface temperature minus 185 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.7 G. No! No more crayons! That truly is a good clip. This is Rogan 27 for Alliance News Network. Ovi, yeah. I try to go for the good like narrator voice. Crayons are very treacherous. Crayons can derail an entire stream by causing uncontrollable laughter on the part of the streamer. There are 11 probes left. Why does this system have to be so rich in resources? So much palladium. Alright, come on. There we go. Just drop to poor so I can move on. It's a lovely, like, purple and red pockmarked surface. It's quite nice to look at this planet. Alright, we're done with Sheer. Let's go to the fourth planet. And there's a belt here. Something in the belt. Alformus. A hydrogen-helium gas giant, Alformus had its helium-3 refueling stations destroyed in an attack by Grow Zero, an anti-population terrorist group that wanted no more immigration to Arvuna. A consortium of Arvuna-based corporations are currently rebuilding the station. Alliance Advisory. Alformus is not considered vital to the stability of the Aesir system. Civilians working on the Helium-3 platforms should not expect Alliance military intervention in case of kidnapping or other violence. Orbital distance 10.1 AU. Orbital period 32.2 Earth years. Radius 67,626 kilometers. Day length 8.8 Earth hours. Alright. We're at moderate, so we won't need too many probes for this planet. Ah, spike! There's a spike! Yes!
Probe launched. Launching probe.
Really wish there was some Ezo. Ezo would make this all worth it.
Launching probe.
Ah. Okay.
Probe.
So, who has favorite holiday songs? They could be Christmas carols. They could be non-Christmas carols. They could be other holiday songs that are for other holidays. I'm gonna go get some more probes because we're gonna need them. It's been a while since I really actually paid attention to Christmas carols. When I was in high school, I was in a show choir. And I remember we went and sang Christmas carols at a local electronics store one year. Because it was a gig that we had. Very strange as a high schooler to be in a very crowded electronics store singing Christmas carols. But it was a thing. I don't know that I have a favorite myself. Maybe Good King Wenceslas? I'm trying to see if there's anything in this asteroid belt. It does not appear that there. Alright, big green planet. Dranen. A sizable hydrogen-nitrogen... wow, that was hard to say. I said it, but then it tripped me up moving on. A sizable hydrogen-nitrogen gas giant just on the far side of its pale yellow star's frost line. Dranen is known for its spectacular storms. At least 3 persistent observable spots, actually cyclonic and anticyclonic storms, have lasted for over 544 years, significantly longer than Jupiter's Great Red Spot. The largest of these spots, the Ishna, has consistently held a diameter over 3 times that of Earth. Dranen has 44 moons. 2 of them are of special interest to the Citadel Committee on Habitable Worlds. The first, Arvuna, is a life-bearing world that has already been colonized. The second, Alaya, is slowly being terraformed into an ammonia-based world for Volus populations. Orbital distance 2.5 AU, orbital period 4 Earth years, radius 72,021 kilometers, day length 17.1 Earth hours. There are a couple of Charlie Brown Christmas instrumentals. Yes! There are some really good instrumental songs in the Charlie Brown Christmas.
Launching probe.
The only Charlie Brown song that's coming to my brain at the moment, though, is Linus and Lee. Da, da, da.
Probe launched.
Come on. I know there's resources. There they are!
Probe away.
And we're down to port. Alright. 2 more planets in this system, and then we can actually go to the system that we have a mission in. Oh, it's teeny tiny. Look at the little small red dot. Shashu. Shasu. Very small. Oh no, Obi, what happened? What did Moobot? Oh jeez. Moobot! I'm sorry. Why, Moobot? Why? This was the message. If Moobot times me out, then we have a problem. I don't. I'm guessing it was. You used the letter O too many times? I don't know. Jasu is a dwarf planet that is believed to have been ejected from Agnin during a giant impact with another planet-sized body. At the time, Agnin had a magma ocean covering most of its surface, and the liquid rock sprayed into space, where it coalesced and cooled over millions of years. The theory is that during the cooling, Jasu first orbited Agnin, but was eventually pulled from that orbit by the gravity wells of other planets, primarily Dranan. Today, Shasu is relatively temperate, with a light hydrogen-helium atmosphere, attracting spacers who use its atmosphere to refuel. Its crust composition is similar to Agnin, evident in its high sulfur content. Orbital distance 1.4 AU, orbital period 1.7 Earth years, radius 1,454 kilometers, day length 37.4 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0.34 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 23 Celsius, surface gravity 0.1 G. He's rich. It looks like congealed lava.
Probe away.
Which, honestly, congealed lava would just be rock, wouldn't it? But, I don't know, the red coloration and the kind of flowy detail that you can see on it, it just looks like a lava flow that solidified. Only solidified and, I guess, rusted, because lava flows that solidify tend to be black, not red.
Launching probe.
I don't know. I think volcanoes are fascinating. So the fact that this was ejected from a planet that was mostly lava. It said mostly magma, but it's magma if it's under the surface. It's lava when it's on the surface. So it would be mostly lava,
Probe away.
given how they were describing it. Anyway,
Probe away.
sounds like a vacation home if you ever saw one. Some pina coladas, a surfboard, bungalow by the magma ocean. Yeah, it'd be more jagged if it's not been eroded. I tend to think that there would be some process of erosion if it has an ammonia atmosphere. We're down to moderate. Can't give up if I don't find a big spike. One more planet in this system, and then we can go to the system where we actually need to be.
Probe
Yeah, I
away.
think it's rusted. Although it's a very, very deep red. Oh, come on. There's the spike. That should drop us to 4. Okay. I'm guessing this is that planet that the other one was supposed to be ejected from. Agnin. A hothouse planet, Agnin's scorching clouds of methane and sulfur dioxide give the planet a pale green color in visible light. The SO2... SO2... Sulfur dioxide. The sulfur dioxide from volcanic activity rains down as sulfuric acid in the upper atmosphere. But this is boiled away before the liquid ever reaches the surface. Agnin's harsh environment has prevented exploration by anything except probes. Wait, tin roof! Sorry, I just heard that in the, there's only one way you can hear that! The hothouse flowers. I don't know the hothouse flowers. Is that a band? I'm not familiar with that one, Snorpavaz. Orbital distance 0.7 AU, orbital period 0.6 Earth years, radius 4,834 kilometers, day length 61.1 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 86.87 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 684 Celsius, and surface gravity 0.5 G. Whew. It does have little bits of green. 80s indie band. Yeah, that's one I wasn't familiar with.
Probe away.
I probably should not have thrown that probe. That was not a big spike, and this is supposed to be a rich planet. That's okay.
Launching probe.
The bigger spikes I find, the faster the probing of the planets goes. Because
Launching
we're in space to probe things, apparently. Like, that is, like, 50% of a stream is probing things.
Probe launched.
I will leave it up to you whether I'm referring to shooting probes at planets or the romance options in the game. But flowers. Wait, oh, that's almost the name, Geekouts. It's flowers biting blood carrots, isn't it?
Launching probe.
Yeah, yes, because I remember the art from that episode of Weave. It's flowers biting blood carrots. They were an Irish band founded in 1985, had a hit called Don't Go, which is sort of folk rockish. Okay.
Launching probe.
Yeah, I know a lot of 80s music. I mean, I grew up in the 80s, so I know a lot of 80s music, but the band I know best is Depeche Mode. So, alright, we have fully explored Asur. I don't know how many planets are in Yakawa, but I don't know how many probes we need, so I'm going to go grab probes and then head over to Yakawa. Hi, Puddleglum, how are you today? I hope that you are having a good weekend.
Fuel reserves at 50%.
We're talking about plural-named 80s indie bands, apparently. What's wrong with Duran Duran? Why would that be a problem? I can't think of any Duran Duran songs off the top of my head, but... Oh no, Puddle! How do you get a partial power outage in an apartment? That's very odd. Okay, we're in the Yakawa system. The first planet in the Yakawa system is Nambu. A hydrogen-helium gas giant, Nambu has an extensive ring system, but only 20 moons, comparatively few. Its moon, Sumiko, is the smallest moon known to be tectonically active in the Milky Way, covered with bright fracture. Visitors to Muskawa often take advantage of Nambu's refueling platforms. Orbital distance 1.1 AU, orbital period 1.2 Earth years, radius 47,852 kilometers, day length 15.5 Earth hours. Yazu, Bronski Beat, the Communards. I don't know those. I do know Culture Club, but... Yeah. I mean, the only way I can think of that you would get a partial outage in an apartment would be a circuit breaker. Oh, Hungry Like the Wolf, I know that song. There's 4 resources here. I don't need probes. I may know Ordinary World. Wait, Duran Duran was named after the character from Barbarella? I did not know this. Oh my gosh! Look at this planet! It's so gorgeous! It's so purple! Sorry. I may have reacted a little to the planet. It's so tiny and purple. And I just want it. It's amazing. Jelly likes jewels. It's so pretty. Isn't it? Okay. Narrator voice. I have not played Elite Dangerous. I've seen a very, very little bit of Herb playing it, but I have not played it. I name this world Grape. I don't know what Muskawa means. Maybe it does mean grape. Yazoo was founded by Vince Clarke alongside Alison Moyet. I may have to look at Yazoo. I mean, any alum from Depeche Mode, I will have to pay attention. Hi, Cybertier. Yes, we are playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition. We're currently in Mass Effect 2. This is my first time ever playing them, and so I'm savoring the experience. And I have decided that the only romance I will accept is a Kaidan romance. And we haven't seen Kaidan this game. After Mass Effect 1, he's vanished. We have not found him yet, but that might be because I'm only doing side quests. Oh. I'm just here for coffee. Did I miss something? R.I.P. Steve Bronsky? The name sounds familiar, but sometimes I'm a cultural vacuum, so I have... Oh, Bronsky Beat was mentioned about. Gotcha. Okay, I was like, did something new happen that I'm unaware of? I love early Depeche Mode. My favorite Depeche Mode album is Black Celebration. Like, I think the first one I ever heard was 101. And then Songs of Faith and Devotion. But then I went back to their early stuff. And Black Celebration has been my favorite album of all for decades. The beautiful graphics and some of the physics drive Dr. K. Ross and her team. That's really cool, Obi. That is really, really cool. Okay, I'm actually going to read this entry, and then we'll move on to the next planet. Muskawa. A dense rock planet, Muskawa has a thick methane ammonia atmosphere. Because of its similar conditions to the Volus homeworld Irune, billions of years ago, when it first formed life, a large Volus university, the Ten Clan Academy, hosts symposia on the planet's surface. Unfortunately, despite their security precautions, pirates, organ leggers, and slavers throughout the Terminus systems have learned that kidnapped students and professors are a source of easy money. This only adds to the university's reputation as a visit or tenure. That is a very strange sentence. This only adds to the university's reputation as a visit or tenure at the academy. I'm thinking maybe it means a visit for tenure? I don't know. Oh, as a visit or tenure at the academy is a clear mark of commitment on any scientific resume. Great. Put yourself in physical danger in order to have a position of standing in academia. Thanks, I hate it. Population 40,250. Colony founded 2098. Capital Sahime. Orbital distance 2 AU. Orbital period 2.8 Earth years. Radius 7,105 kilometers. Day length 37.6 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 3.35 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature 52 Celsius. Surface gravity 1.4 G. It's very, very real, Stephen. Put yourself in physical danger in order to obtain a position or to retain your standing at a university. Sounds like going back to work physically in the middle of a pandemic when there was no real reason to, because the instruction could have continued online and we did not all have to put ourselves in physical danger in order to return physically to the buildings. Sorry. I have thoughts on this. Working in academia, as I do, and having been on the faculty senate cabinet, having discussions with the provost at the time the decisions were being made about whether we would return to in-person instruction, and like the entire faculty was totally against it, and yet we returned to in-person instruction. Okay, that doesn't surprise me, Mobius.
Probe launched.
Well, but Portico, the threat exists. Like, the threat...
Probe launched.
It's like predatory journals, which is basically every for-profit journal, where
Launched.
you need to publish in certain journals in order to have any chance at making tenure, but those journals basically make you sign over all of your rights to the work, and then they put it behind a paywall so that you have to pay for access, or your colleagues, even the people who work in the next office over, have to pay for access to the article that you wrote, you gave to the journal. They didn't pay you for it. Sometimes you have to pay to get published in the journal, and then they charge your institution for access to said articles. So the university ends up paying you for your time to write it, probably paying your peers for their time to peer review the item to go into the journal, and then paying for access to the journal itself so that they can have access to the scholarship. So the university ends up paying like 3, sometimes 4 times for the product of your work, and they wonder why university costs so much. Yeah, so many of them are owned by Elsevier. Kobayashi! Sorry. It had to be here. Kobayashi had to be here somewhere. Maru's a character in Stardew Valley. I don't know what you're talking about, Lord Portico. A hydrogen-helium gas giant, Kobayashi has a faint ring system. A rust belt of decrepit refueling stations and abandoned habitats on its moons have attracted Vorcha, Krogan, and other ne'er-do-wells. Living a hand-to-mouth existence with no garden planets supplying them, they trade helium-3 fuel and recycled waste products to survive. Kidnappees from Muskawa are typically brought to Kobayashi to be released or sold as chattel to out-of-system slavers. Travel advisory. Law enforcement authorities of Muskawa categorically state that their effective range does not extend as far as Kobayashi. A statistically significant number of distress signals have been broadcast from within the 1 million kilometer mark of Kobayashi. Civilian traffic is not advised. Orbital distance 3.9 AU, orbital period 7.7 Earth years, radius 30,698 kilometers, day length 11.3 Earth hours.
Probe launched.
Did the planet strike a gravitic mine? It's
Launching probe.
it's another like deep, like blood red colored planet, and it's gorgeous, and it has poor resources, so we're not dropping any more probes on it, but absolutely gorgeous. I love the art. The planets are so pretty. All right. There's only the 4 planets, right? 60% is weird. I feel like we're... Oh, ho, ho! There is a planet all the way in here. It's so pretty! Like a little green gem. They're all pretty planetary bodies, yes. Sakata. A large Venusian hothouse, Sakata's rough weather and active magnetosphere has a reputation for confounding or destroying space probes launched to investigate it. What has been discovered is that its dense atmosphere is largely carbon dioxide and sodium at its surface. Oh, and its surface, lime. Its magnetosphere suggests an iron-rich core, but its heavy gravity precludes most development. Orbital distance 0.6 AU, orbital period 0.5 Earth years, radius 11,672 kilometers, day length 35.8 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 13.68 Earth atmosphere, surface temperature 374 Celsius, surface gravity 3.5 G. Yeah, it's like, this isn't even a super tiny planet. It was just so close to the star that I couldn't find it. Alright. Get us some of these resources, and then we're actually gonna set foot on a planet and run around with a gun in our hand. I know, amazing. What is this, a Mass Effect game?
Probe away. Probe away.
All of resources. Wait, what?
Probe launched.
Who are you, and what have you done with Rogue? Wouldn't you like to know?
Launching probe.
I mean, we will have exhausted all of the side questing off of the side quest as we could in this system. In which case, we then default to the main side quest. This is how it works. Like, that's how side quests work. You do the side quest, and then when you finish the side... Well, you go to do the side quest, and you discover that there's lore side questing that needs to be done first. So you do the lore side questing, and then when the lore side questing is done, then you can do the side quest. And once all of the side quests have been completed, then you do the next main quest item, which inevitably uncovers more side quests, and you do those side quests first before proceeding any further with the main quest. That's how you play games.
Probe launched.
That's how I'm choosing to play games, at least. But if I wasn't doing this, we wouldn't get to see all these gorgeous, gorgeous planets and systems. Oh, Millie, thank you for the hydrate and the stretch redeem. Also, hi, Millie. I don't know if I said hi earlier. How are you today? I saw you in... I think I saw you in Steven's stream. Were you in Herb's stream too? I can't remember. Ooh. Ooh. The stretch was much needed. I mean, Herb starts early. I can't get up that early unless I'm going to work.
Anomaly detected.
So, I usually show up late for Herb's stream. Alright, Karumto, an Earth-sized planet wrapped in an impermeable haze of carbon dioxide and ash. Karumto is an unforgiving place. Earthquakes, volcanic gases, and shrouds of dust have prevented any major settlements. Its sulfurous crust has yet to produce resources of interest. Orbital distance 2.3 AU, orbital period 3.8 Earth years. Earth hours. Radius 6,529 kilometers, day length 33.4 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 33.72 Earth atmosphere, surface temperature 150 Celsius, and surface gravity 1.1 G. Plus, you know, if I didn't stop to read all of these things, we wouldn't have gotten the crayon clip last week. I don't want that yet. I want the resources. Give me the resources. No!
Launching probe.
Okay, I have one probe left. I guess I need to actually, like, probe the spot that I'm supposed to probe. We can come back later for resources if we really need them.
Probe launched. I have found something.
Anomaly detected. Search station detected within volcano on planet's surface. The research station's data storage systems are still active and may contain valuable information. Warning, volcano is unstable. Advise extreme caution. We get to fly the hovercraft! Him? That Firewalker. That was the name of it, right? Project Firewalker? Not actually, but that's okay.
Systems online.
Search.
Adverse geothermal activity has rendered pathfinding function inoperable. Please use manual controls to locate research base.
Okay. Fine. I've yet to be able to flip this thing. Not for lack of trying. Okay, this just appears to be a spiral down. There's something over there. I want the thing. Give me the thing. I mean, how will I know that you can't, Mobius, unless I try?
Extraction complete. Warning. Area compromised due to unstable volcanic activity.
Yeah, I think we had been told that.
Resources detected.
Oh, there's more down there. Gimme. I do love this thing. I would have loved this in Andromeda. So I've never played the original trilogy. That's what we're playing now. The first game in the Mass Effect series that I ever played was Andromeda. I would have loved having the hovercraft in Andromeda. I think it's so cool. I love this thing. Oh, look, after how you drove the Mako, I installed something to make sure you can't. I mean, I only flipped the Mako like 20 times or more. But there was a spiral on the way down, and I didn't take the spiral. Now I can't go up and read that. I only drove it into the ocean, yeah, a few times. It was definitely a few times. I had to check to make sure that it was possible. Do a barrel roll? I wish I could. It won't let me. Oh, exit the hammerhead. Oh, that's the research base, but I'm not ready to go inside yet. Must search the area. I hate it when I go the right way the first time. That's like the worst. Got to be more. I'm trying to go like back up. I don't actually know that it's possible to do. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, I think we may be going back up.
Primary systems online.
Yep, we're back up at the top.
Adverse geothermal activity has rendered pathfinding function inoperable. Please
It's so
use
much fun!
controls to locate research base.
Because there was the spiral, and we didn't take the spiral, and I had to find out what the spiral was. We went up there instead, which we totally should do because there's lots of resources to get from up there. But I need to see what's this way. As long as I can fly back up. Otherwise, it's time for lava bath again. Okay, so seriously, there was like no reason to come this way at all? How disappointing. I hate it when I go the right way the first time, because then I have to go and try the wrong way to make sure I haven't missed anything. Wait, what's that? Is that always there? Oh, this is where we started. Pardon my confusion.
Warning. Area compromised due to unstable
Uh-huh.
volcanic activity.
Yep. I think I knew that.
Resources detected. Acquired.
Ah, we made it. That one actually isn't that difficult, but it sure felt like it was. Oh, how did we go down from here last? Come out here, see where we should go. Aha, that's where we want to go. Boom. This vehicle does. It is a much more gregarious vehicle. That's. Yeah, I need to be able to get those over there. We did not get them last time. There has to be a way. Look. Ah. Lose anything by going there now. Let's get this first.
Acquired.
Can I get back up here if I jump down there? I think so. We will try. Just don't go all the way down, because I can't get all the way back up.
Extraction complete.
Aha! It has functioned. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it. Maybe I should save. Quick save F5. F5. Yes. Okay. Speaking of. Oh! Death counter. Thank you. I can't save. Never mind. I totally forgot we were doing the death counter on this game. So, thank you for the reminder, Portico.
Extraction complete.
Okay. I think I know there's going to be a way off of here. I just have to figure out the right way to go. Might just be that this is what the ramp was actually for in the spiral ramp. This is what the spiral ramp was for. It was literally just to get those 2 resource things. Oh, hello! I might have just died. Quickly now. Yep. Nope, I died. I'm having too much fun, so I'm not paying attention. Oops. Whoopsie doodle,
Primary systems online.
as Bonnie Gordon would say.
Adverse geothermal activity has rendered
All right.
pathfinding function inoperable. Please use manual controls to locate research base.
Artico, thank you for the hydrate and the posture check. I think we'll do the spiral first, because we know now that we can get back up from the bottom of the spiral after getting the 2 resource things. This is why I tried to save.
Warning. Area compromised due to unstable volcanic
This is probably why they wouldn't let me save.
Extraction complete.
Up, 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 up. You're pretty sure that being a huge pool of lava counts as being near hostiles? Oh, I love that emote, Steven. Alright. Oh, it's for rivals. Gotcha. Ah!
Resources detected.
No, I think it is eminently appropriate. I know that Rivals is amazing. I have yet to watch it. I just have not had time yet. It is on my list of when I catch up on other shows I'm watching, I will start watching it. Which is a lengthy list. I need to finish Blackness and Dragons. I started Blackness and Dragons, but I haven't finished Blackness and Dragons yet. I need to finish that one. I need to finish LA by Night, which I have now started. Yeah, there's just so many shows. Okay, I think we got all the resources that we could get from there. We go through this tunnel, there's more resources, and then the research base. Apparently we're actually going to get out and go on foot for part of this. Oh, is there something up there? I should check. Before the Gate is amazing, Puddleglum. It was the first thing that the Streampunks did after Geek and Sundry, but before like they were officially a company of their own called the Streampunks. And it is so good. Ravity and Sam Delev and Xander. Was it... Who was the fourth one? Was it Aki? I can't remember who the fourth one in the show was. Now I have to check. Who was the fourth one in Before the Gate? Need a still from... the people on the screen. Oh, no, it was Markia. It was Ravity and Sam and Xander and Markia. That's because Markia, that's the only one that she's been in with the punks. So I forgot that she was part of the extended Streampunks family. Credits. Dr. Casey's log number 1. We have detected a site of incredible significance located beneath the volcano. Unpredictable terrain will make retrieval of any data extremely hazardous. I mean, it's under a volcano, so yeah, extremely hazardous. Who goes under a volcano? That just sounds irresponsible. We're totally gonna go under a volcano, aren't we? Now that I've said that it's irresponsible.
I was right. This site was a roadmap leading to the main Prothean ruins. Dr. Aloy and I agree that this must remain a secret at all costs. I will not allow another Eden Prime to occur. The Geth, the Reapers, all of them, they must be stopped.
Okay. Under the volcano equals evil lair. Oh, so that's where Amazon headquarters is. Dr. Casey's log number 2. This hellish planet is a star map that points to the Prothean site of major significance. Dr. Aloy and I have mere hours to retrieve all we can before the conditions become too dangerous to continue. We learned too late that the local volcanic instability is magnified by our power grid. If we only had more time to study this, I'm sure the key to unlocking everything is here. Everything! Damn this planet! Uh-oh!
Activation of research-based power grid has triggered additional volcanic.
We just read a thing that it... Ah!
We have to go now.
Okay. I'm going. Uh-oh. Apparently I'm not going that way. Rocks fall, everyone dies! Thank you, no. Thanks, I hate it. Why? Why would they do this to me? Get me in my hovercraft. Shepard, you need to take running lessons. You need stamina for long distance running, please. Up the down escalator, please. Shep can't even jump. That is true. Finding mysterious hidden place is always a safe and harmless thing. Nothing bad has ever happened in temples marked ancient evil rests here. Oh, go up. Yeah. Come on. I did not know I would be trying to do an obstacle course. I'm dead. I totally died. Crap. Okay, at least I didn't have to start all the way at the beginning. I did not know that this was an obstacle course race against time segment. Alright. To boost now. There we go. That was how you do it. Ooh, resources! Get the resources!
Extraction complete.
Running for my life! Still have to stop for those resources. Woo! Come on. Come on, people now. On your brother, everybody. Other. Ah! Joker. Thank you, Joker, for saving me from myself once again. Timed platform levels are always the best, especially in games that aren't actually platform games. Snorpabus, I'm not sure if you're being serious or not. I don't think timed platform levels are all that great in non-platforming games, but that's my opinion. Although that was not a terrible, like, platforming challenge. That whole level had some platforming to it, but nowhere near as bad as, like, we played American McGee's Alice last month, and oh my gosh, the platforming in that was very difficult. Mission summary. Data recovered from research station. Dr. Casey's location discovered. Landing party extracted from volcano. Experience gained 125. Credits. Total of 1625. Iridium 3500. You being disingenuous? Never. Sure, I believe you. No need for difficult mining when the landscape's collapsing. Just here for coffee, that's awesome. Alright, Hey, Adrian. I love my 80s action hero shepherd. Sorry, I hadn't shown him off this stream. It's the best outfit. Okay, journal. Project Firewalker, Prothean site. Land on the planet Copus. Hoplos system, Hades Nexus, and investigate the dig site. That will be our next destination. Because, still side quest. Nope, not upgrades. Unread messages. Ooh, I got messages. Obi! Robot, what's... Really? Obi. Apparently, multiple repeated letters in a row is not something Mubot likes from you today. Oh, it's the ellipses. Got it. Okay, yeah. Mubot is good, but it catches some things where I'm like, there was nothing wrong with that message. Shepard crawling through an air duct bumps into Bruce Willis. They stare awkwardly, then continue each in their own direction. Okay. We got new messages. Glad you're okay. From Kate Bowman. Shepard, I called in some favors and found out how to get you. And what you're working on. I guess get you on the connect with you? We've got a big celebration planned for the anniversary of you and the others saving Terra Nova. Last year we added a memorial for you too. So if freaking Kate Bowman can find me, Caden could find me too. Last year we added a memorial for you too. I guess that was premature, huh? I figure finding out who's attacking colonies is why you had to go undercover, so I won't invite you to come give a speech or anything. But I wanted you to know that all of us living on colonies are worried about what's happening in the Terminus systems, and I'm really glad you're there to help. There's a lot of wild military talk going around. I'm glad someone's there who's not going to take the easy way out. Thanks, Kate Bowman. Thank you again from Martin Burns, Commander Shepard. Udina said this would reach you. I wanted you to know that I haven't forgotten what you did for me the day those wild biotics took me hostage. You talked them down and you got me off that ship alive. I won't lie to you. I took this job for the pull and the power. I saw the biotics issue as a stepping stone, something good to put on my resume, and I was wrong. We all serve humanity in our own way. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm going to see to it that humanity reaches its potential with a minimum of bloodshed. I'm getting letters of thanks from L2 Biotics who just received their reparations. Those letters should really be coming to you. Thought you should. Good luck. I've taken some political heat, but I don't know that any offer to help you would ever be useful. So I don't know that any offer. But if you need me, I won't let you down. Martin Burns, Chairman, Subcommittee on Transhuman Studies. Hayden's playing hard to get. He wants me to chase after him. Alert. Security breach. From Project Firewalker. That was a close one on Karumto, Shepard. A disturbing fact has come to light in analyzing the channel you used to submit your findings. Unauthorized transmissions have been sent from the MSV Rosalie to an unknown destination. It's assumed that this is how the Geth are tracking Doctors Casey and Aloy. The data you retrieved gives us a definite location for Dr. Casey's Prothean site. The doctor was certain that the site held a Prothean revelation of enormous significance. It is recommended you head there as soon as possible to counter any Geth retrieval missions already in... Well, it is a side quest, so there's a really good chance that we're gonna do just that. As in, we're gonna do just that. Also, as resources, I don't have any probes. Is it worth?
You will at 1/2 capacity.
Alright, we've refueled. Do I go back and probe that planet some more? Or leave it? Very difficult. We off to do the side quests and get all the XP for us. Snowpause, that's great. Another hydrate. Thank you. Just here for coffee. Off to Hades Nexus. Ooh, a stretch redeem. Y'all are taking care of me today. Hecate. We're in the system Hecate. Got a few planets to look at. Some lovely planets to look at. Don't know what happened there. That one is interesting. Kerr. A dry, desolate planet, Kerr is temperate, but supports little life above the microscopic level. Its Earth-like temperatures and gravity make it an appealing place to build habitation hideaways, attracting Batarian slavers and criminals who can't afford more luxurious safe houses on other planets. Its forgiving nitrogen-helium atmosphere makes ease gaze possible with a minimal amount of equipment. A breathtaking a breathing mask and warm clothing is usually sufficient. Mining and other legitimate... Oof. I apologize that my tongue has decided to start tripping on itself. Mining and other legitimate activities are few and far between on Kerr. The planet's crust is largely free of precious materials, instead producing kilometers upon kilometers of dolomitic limestone, calcite, and gypsum. Alliance Bulletin. Geth have been encountered in the Hecate system. All civilian traffic is prohibited. Orbital distance 2.2 AU, orbital period 3.3 Earth years, radius 6,420 kilometers, day length 61.7 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 1.2 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature -4 Celsius, surface gravity 1.1 G. The description says that it's resource poor, but the scanner says that it is resource rich.
Probe away. Probe
I was hopeful that it would actually be resource poor and that I wouldn't be sitting here probing for minutes. But
probe away.
it's actually resource rich. And I want those resources.
Probe away.
Are the...
Probe away.
Poor in resources, but rich in friendship.
Launching probe.
Sadly, being rich in friendships does not put upgrades on my spaceship.
Launching probe. Launching probe.
Says it's resources, but when I scan, Actually finding them is proving difficult. There we go. Alright, the second planet in the Hecate system. Ooh, it's so pretty! So pretty, pretty blue! Triodia. A modestly sized gas giant with an icy core, Triodia's hydrogen and methane atmosphere gives it a bluish color. It has 14 moons named after Asari virtue. Alliance Bulletin. Geth have been encountered in the Hecate system. All civilian traffic is prohibited. Orbital distance 4.8 AU. Orbital period 10.5 Earth years. Radius 27,206 kilometers. Day length 18.7 Earth hours. A blueberry jawbreaker. Moderate.
Probe launched.
Whenever I'm scanning, my brain sings the data singing life forms, do lovely little life forms, do, but it doesn't work for resources, do lovely little resources, do. It just doesn't work as well.
Launching probe.
But that's what I hear in my head every time I start the scanner. Ah. So yesterday
Probe away.
yesterday when I was streaming, we finished up Ultima 4, and thankfully it took quite a while, because if it hadn't taken quite a while, we were gonna start Ultima 5. We did start Ultima 5, but just did like the intro. But I had forgotten how much work it is to get one of those games ready for stream, and was not prepared to stream Ultima 5 yesterday, because I forgot that I needed to install patches, because the version on GOG didn't include the music and wouldn't let me import my character from Ultima 4 and various other things. But it took me an hour after I finished streaming to actually get things functioning correctly. So we're actually going to have an Ultima game where we actually get to hear the music instead of my pretzel playlist. So I'm a little excited for that. Also, Ultima 5 was the first game that I ever really sat down and played. It was the very first computer role-playing game that I ever played, and so I've played through 4 games. It's 4 prequels now that I had never played before, and now we're going to play this one that was like the first game that I ever played. Anyway, I have digressed because it popped in my head to just update and say, hey, it took me an hour, but I got it working. Bothros. A rock and ice planet, Bothros is home to a scientific curiosity. Evidence of a primate-like spacefaring civilization was found frozen in its equatorial ice, ranging from melted... Oh. Sometimes when you're sight-reading these things, sentences don't make sense to you and it makes you stop reading them. Evidence of a primate-like spacefaring civilization was found frozen in its equatorial ice, ranging from melted fragments of metal to preserved remains of the creatures still wearing suits for extravehicular activity. Further exploration revealed that their habitation centers were vaporized by orbital bombardments from railgun-like weapons, hitting with a force of approximately 100 kilotons of TNT. Only those that fled or happened to be away from the habitats were preserved in the ice where they died of asphyxiation. This unknown species did not come from Asteria, but scientific teams are looking for evidence that they visited there. It is difficult to believe they would colonize a frozen rock like Bothros and ignore a lush garden world. Their world of origin is also a mystery. Alliance Bulletin: Geth have been encountered in the Hecate system. All civilian traffic is prohibited. Orbital distance 8.5 AU. Orbital period 24.8 Earth years. Radius 7,191 kilometers. Day length 51 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure trace. Surface temperature minus 142 Celsius. Surface gravity 1.5 G. Yes, please.
Probe away.
Very rich. Start scanning and an immediate pop.
Probe away.
This is also gorgeous. I love... Oh, Ezo! Sorry.
Launching probe.
I love the ice planets, personally, because I love snow and I love winter, and
Launching
I find the ice planets really pretty.
probe launched. Probe away.
The first game that you ever played to actually win was King's Quest VI. King's Quest VI is really good. I had forgotten basically everything about it until I watched Amy Dallin play it on stream, and then I was like, oh wait, I do remember this game.
Probe away.
Mobius. Yeah, I don't know. My first video games, like actual like PC video games, were Ultima 5, the original Duke Nukem, and a game called Aspire, where you traded like real estate properties. It was like a computerized board game. Those were my first video games. And I played Ultima 5. I don't think I ever played 6. I remember playing, I think it's Ultima 8 Pagan? I know the subtitle was Pagan. I just don't remember what number it was, whether it was 8 or 9, 7 or something. And I played that, but I didn't play very far into it because it felt really different, and so I ended up not continuing with it. I will play it eventually when I get to it, but I had played, the whole reason I started playing the Ultima series on stream was because I want to play and actually fully play through Martian Dreams, which I started playing as a kid with a copied version. And it was about that time that I upgraded to a computer that no longer had a 5 1/4 floppy drive, and I didn't have any way to play it anymore. Hellgrove Dragon. There's so much you want to say, and yet spoilers. Thank you for not spoiling. Oh, look at the Hades Nexus. It's so pretty. 25%. What am I missing? The Hades Nexus. Is there another place that I don't see? I only see 3 systems. How am I only at 25% explored? There's something else here, but I don't know how to find it. I'm gonna stock up on the fuel, and then we will actually go to Pamyat. Dog, nearby bats flew into the trees. Oh dear. Alright. We're heading to Pamyat. Very small. Small. It's a small system. 3 planets. A rather uniform little gray planet with lots of little pockmarks on it. Komarov. First charted by the Asari, but colonized by humans, the Pamyat system is home to Komarov, an Earth-sized body near the star. It has little atmosphere to speak of, but this has not stopped exploration by robo-miners who have recovered iridium from the planet's crust. Orbital distance 1 AU, orbital period 1 Earth year. Radius 6,861 kilometers, day length 39.6 Earth hours, atmosphere trace Surface temperature 55 Celsius and surface gravity 1.3 G. Boom. Iridium. Eventually, I will have scanned like all the planets, and the gameplay will increase in speed.
Probe away. Probe away.
But it is definitely a thing where it's like, oh, hi, I need to get the resources. Scan all the planets. All the planets. Yes. Also, that is, I haven't checked in to see if she has any new art recently. The artist who made all the things had a really good series on depression. And like her art really spoke to me, and I was very reflective of my experience, and I felt really described, kind of could help explain depression and anxiety really well. And the insert hyperbole and a half. Yes, thank you, Puddle Glem. That is the name, hyperbole and a half. Definitely worth checking out if you've not seen some of her stuff. It's definitely worth going and taking a look at hyperbole and a half stuff.
Probe away.
Those fools at the Scanning Academy called you mad, but you'll show them. You'll show them all. I mean, it's been over, wow, it's been like a little over 21 years since I was diagnosed with major depression. And it's not really a thing that goes away.
Probe away.
It's a thing you treat, it's a thing you learn to live with, but it doesn't really go away. And her descriptions are very useful and very helpful.
Probe away.
Is it?
Probe away.
Yeah, it doesn't go away. The fish metaphor. I'm trying to remember the fish. My brain is not delivering it to me at the moment, which is making me feel a little anxious. But I just remember like her illustrations of laying on the couch feeling bad about not being able to get up and clean, not being able to do things, feeling horrible about it because you can't do the thing. And that really spoke to me. Have you tried making your fish be alive again? Puddle. Oh no. Dobrovolsky. Another near-Earth-sized rock planet without much atmosphere to speak of, Dobrovolsky is home to Altai Mineral Works, a local extraction company noted for its success in ezo refining. The planet itself provides aluminium for local fabricators, which are churning out habitats at an astonishing rate for a system that has no garden planets. With its ore supply coming all the way from the shale system, Dobrovolsky is held up as the proof of the miner's cliche, where there's ezo, there's an economy. Orbital distance 2.3 Earth. Wow! Tongue! Orbital distance 2.3 AU, orbital period 3.5 Earth years, radius 6,972 kilometers, day length 59.1 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0.21 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature minus 46 Celsius, surface gravity 0.9 G. Dobrovolsky, also known as 7 seasick sailors, set sail. See, sometimes I can do a tongue twister no problem, and sometimes a perfectly non-tongue twistery sentence just will trip up my tongue. It's because I've been reading out loud a lot today, and I have a tendency to increase speed over time. I need to slow down. Which is why I try to vary it when I'm reading them. I try to do more Izo, more, yes. Izo is the most rare. I try to do like the main narration in like a kind of announcery type slower reading, but I have so much fun doing like the statistics and kind of like the disclaimers at the end of an ad type speed. I just enjoy having fun with it.
Launching probe.
According to MIT, Pad Kid Pulled Cod is the trickiest tongue twister. That one is difficult. Pad Kid Pulled Cod. Pad Kid Pulled Cod. Pad Kid Pulled Cod. Wow, that one is really hard. Pad Kid Poured Cod. Pad Kid Poured. Nope, can't do it. ZYXWVUTSRQ. ZYXWVUTSRQPONMLKJHGFEDCA. Because that's easier than Pad Kid Pulled Cod. Also, the only reason that I can say the alphabet backwards, DYXWVUTSRQPONMLKJIHGFEDCBA, is because my older brother learned to do it, and therefore I had to learn it as well.
Probe away.
I'm curious what did the captions do with that? Like, I don't have the screen at a point where I can actually see the captions, but I'm very curious what captions did with Pad Kid Pulled Cod and with DYXWVUTSRQPONMLKJIHGFEDCBA. Oh, so
Probe launched.
I have to keep scanning. Planet is giving me Izo. In that last iteration, it produced them accurately. It actually is a really good captions program. Like, the guy that made those, I don't know what AI system he's using for the actual captioning. It's probably built on like the Google Captioner, which is probably why it only works in Google Chrome. But the captions are getting better. They're still not perfect. I should know. Literally every day. I work 3 days this week. I work Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and all of Monday and all of Tuesday, I will be correcting captions. Like, my whole day is going to be watching videos and correcting automated captions. Patsayev. A rock planet encased in frozen oceans, Patsayev is notable for the largest written message ever created by a human being. Andrei Kobzar, a disgruntled miner whose fortunes were spent prospecting for Izo, used the mass accelerator cannon of a local mercenary group's A-61 Mantis gunship to carve a 208-kilometer-long message in the ice saying, Zdez nichego niet, Russian for there's nothing here. The message can easily be seen from space. Ironically, the message itself, intended to discourage future colonists, now draws small tourist crowds. Orbital distance 4.2 AU, orbital period 8.6 Earth years, radius 6,351 kilometers, day length 18.9 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure trace, surface temperature minus 108 Celsius, surface gravity 1G. I only have 3 probes and the planet is rich! Wait. I thought there was a message on this planet saying there's nothing here. And yet, it seems to be rich in resources.
Probe away.
Alright, we're gonna have to get some more probes. Who knew we would go through 30 probes in this tiny, tiny system? Could have been worse, he could have written a dirty word across the surface. I mean, I don't know what a dirty word is other than the word dirty. Or filthy. I tease. I do know what dirty words are, but mud. Mud is a dirty word, yeah. I'm making apple crisp for Christmas because I just don't feel like making pie crust. I make pies. It is a thing that I do. I have been baking pies. I've been baking pies for years, but I had not actually sat down and practiced and taught myself to make pie crust from scratch until we were all locked inside for almost 2 years. And now I have made many pie crusts from scratch. Some of them that I didn't like because they were like crumb crusts. Like I had a taco seasoned. I don't like taco seasoning, but the recipe called for a taco seasoned crumb crust made out of like tortilla shells. So I did it. My husband liked it. I didn't like it. Sod is actually a dirty word. Yeah. To make pie crust completely from scratch, first you must create a universe. That would be true coffee. But so I got a lot of practice. I've made various custard pies now and berry pies. I used to pretty much only make berry pies. And so I've done a lot of different things over the past 2 years. And I'm just... Honestly, this past year, I haven't done as much. I was doing a pie a week. A new pie recipe every week in 2020. This year, I have not done nearly that because I've been streaming a lot. And I don't have a streaming setup that will let me stream from the kitchen, or I would definitely be doing a pie making stream someday. But look, he's so cute, Volkov. I have the standard pie crust I make with half spelt, half graham flour. When you make savory pies, you season with salt and spices. Wheat pies, you replace the salt with sugar. That makes sense. Heck darn and flip. I'm not. Oh, yeah, flip. Fudge. Smurf. Used to say Smurf all the time as my substitute vulgarity. But yeah, I didn't feel like doing pie crust, so I'm doing apple crisp. And I was just thinking how yummy it would taste. I really like apple crisp. Volkov. A dwarf planet, Volkov has a thick atmosphere of nitrogen and krypton. Home to a thriving iridium mining industry or community, Volkov's reputation is summed up as rich but dangerous. Pirates often lurk behind Volkov's 2 moonlets, Zeneviva and Elena, and cripple freighters leaving the atmosphere. To make matters worse, Volkov sits in the Chazov Belt, a field of asteroids and other small bodies which leads to frequent meteor strikes on the planet. Meteor-related casualties remain rare, but on Volkov the chances of such a death are high enough that they are factored into insurance premiums. Population 3,800. Orbital distance 8.5 AU. Orbital period 24.8 Earth years. Radius 1,705 kilometers. Day length 68.2 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 3.758 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature minus 59 Celsius and surface gravity 0.1 G. Oh, this whole system has planets that are just rich in resources. It's a time suck. And that was a horrible place to launch that probe, but okay. Carlton Heston finds out he was shipwrecked near the hotel all along. You did it! You moved the signpost! Darn you all! Darn you to all to heck! My gosh, look at that spike of iridium. I think that's the largest resource spike that we have ever seen in the game. I did not try to do a Charlton Heston impression. Those original Planet of the Apes movies were so bad, but also just so good. They were not great, but for their time and like looking at them today, it's like, no, I would not want this movie. But as a product of their time and being an archivist, being able to look at things historically and appreciate them for what they were and what they were in the time period that they came from, it was actually quite good, that entire series of movies. Oh shit, there goes the planet. Iridium warehouse, yes. I do wonder about us launching probes onto habitated planets. Well, yeah, I can't do that, Snorpathos. It's not gonna work. At least not for me. I don't really do impression way. Alright, we have explored Pamyat. Let's go to Hoplos, where we have a mission. But we're only 58% explored. There's something else here. What is it? Where is it? Oh my gosh! Hoplos. Okay, there's a planet at the sun. And that first. Talaria. A rock with all traces of atmosphere burned away, Talaria orbits the star Hoplos at a blistering pace every 36 days. Though tidally locked, even its twilight belt and shaded side are too barren to support life. With so many resources on its sister planet Trident, Talaria has largely been ignored by the galactic surveying community. Orbital distance 0.1 AU, orbital period 0.1 Earth years, radius 3,569 kilometers, day length 0.1 Earth years, tidal lock, atmospheric pressure trace, surface temperature 908 Celsius, mean, surface gravity 0.2 G. Ownership is 100% of the law. Minors. That's not how it works, Shepard. Sucks to be you. Wait. That's not how I choose to play my Shepard, but at the same time, I'm definitely going in and taking resources off of populated worlds without asking permission. So maybe that is how I play my Shepard. My little Shepard heals your resources today. Otherwise pleasant now. Head over the Ezo.
Launching probe.
Come on. Starting to repeat our planetary bodies now.
Probe launched.
Gray and pockmarked. Ooh. Found another iridium warehouse. Gonna run out of probes. I'm back and get more probes. Don't they know that the primary job of spacecraft is to go to other worlds and probe aliens? Should have probe supply shops in every system. Because spacecraft continually need probes. How else am I going to probe these people to find out where they keep their resources? We are probing the people, right? That's what we're doing. Your property rights are only as strong as your planetary defense matrix. People, planets. I mean, if it's a conscious planet, sure. Bird. Are these two separate things? We'll come back to it, just to be sure. Portico. Ooh, look at this one, it's so pretty. And Trident, honestly, whoever did the art either knew that this planet was going to be named Trident, or whoever was naming saw the planet and named it Trident, because it definitely looks like a water world that would have mer people. Gorgeous. A human-dominated world with over 95% of its surface covered by salt water, Trident is home to a dazzling array of life. The oceans are filled with creatures ranging from tiny bivalves to mammoth vertebrates, unequaled even by Earth's whales and ichthyosaurs. Small archipelagos create what little land there is, and its valuable real estate is fought over constantly. Underwater extraction operations have recovered a number of valuable minerals from the ocean floor, including iridium, uranium, and dust form element 0. A largely lawless world, Trident is home to a rogues gallery of unethical corporations exploiting the resources of the planet, and actual rogues, criminals, slavers, and mercenaries working the shadows. Travel advisory. Due to extreme weather conditions, all traffic to the surface is grounded. Trident Spaceport Controls predicts this condition will persist until the end of hurricane season. Colony founded 2144 CE. Population 6,800,000. Capital New Cousteau. Orbital distance 2 AU. Orbital period 2.8 Earth years. Radius 6,905 kilometers. Day length 27.6 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 1.4 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature 27 Celsius. Surface gravity 1.1 G. Y'all, we have come home! We have come home! It says it is home to a rogues gallery. This is the rogues gallery. This is home. We found our home. It's perfect. It's rich in resources. It says there's Ezo. I hope that the description is accurate. I am absolutely going to probe our home. I'm currently looking for resources in the couch cushions. As one does, as one does. What? Facebook moved out here. What are you talking about? Unethical corporations. Oh dear. I mean, at this point I'm very conflicted. Send the billionaires off planet. As long as they stop receiving anything from us once they're gone, I'm fine with it. We could shoot them all into the sun, and I'd be okay with that. Kellogg's. I have a list. I have a thing on my phone, and when I'm making a list of groceries for the week, there are a couple of brands that I used to get, like Crispix or Eggo or stuff like that, or Pop-Tarts. That just don't go on my list because ain't no way that I am buying products from a company that's actively trying to hire permanent scabs for their striking workers. Not gonna happen. Not me. Actually, Puddle Glove, you are correct. Anything that could be done to terraform another planet and make it more habitable can be done more cheaply and to greater effect on Earth, because the first planet we need to terraform, the first planet we need to improve its biosphere to make it more Earth-like and habitable for Earth species is Earth. You'll almost miss Cheez-Its. I was looking back at photos from the early days of the pandemic. Back when I used to wake up on time. Back when it was so new, and it was like, ooh, I actually have time to breakfast in the morning. And I had the Eggo French toast that I put fresh fruit on and stuff like that, and I was like, ooh, that looks good. Maybe I'd like to do that over the holidays. I'll do French toast. And then I was going to the grocery store's website to put stuff on my list, and I looked up Eggo French toast, and I was like, oh, that's right, Eggo is Kellogg's. Well, like that. I'm not doing that. I could always just make French toast. Aegis. A hydrogen-helium gas giant, Aegis was the site of an unparalleled cosmic event roughly 1.8 million years ago. An extrasolar body about 200 square kilometers in size was drawn into Aegis's gravity well and struck the Jovian planet, blasting enough dust and material into orbit to create a ring. An urban legend has grown over this event. The story goes that if the extrasolar body, usually called a comet, was unaffected by the gravity well of Aegis, it would have coincided with an orbit of Trident and created an extinction-level event on that planet. Prevailing scientific opinion holds that this is an exaggeration at best. Orbital distance 4.5 AU, orbital period 9.6 Earth years, radius 53,682 kilometers, day length 11.6 Earth hours. I Lego the Eggos. Yeah. Oh, Eggo is a brand of frozen waffles, primarily. They're round, the waffles that are in the freezer case at the grocery store. And then they also, more recently, started making frozen French toast, which is a slice of bread that's got egg and spices and whatnot on the outside and is fried. Like frozen French toast that you can put into your toaster to warm up to make it like super easy. So essentially, I mean, they started out as just frozen waffles, and then they've expanded into they do frozen pancakes and frozen French toast and frozen waffles, and heat them all up in your toast. So yeah. and yeah, fresh is definitely better. I don't have the tools to make crepes. Although we may actually have the tools to make crepes, because we have the tools necessary to make injera, and I have a feeling that the same griddle that we use to make the injera would work for crepes. But I'm not sure. I end up, if I want a hot breakfast, I end up eating from my freezer. Freezer and microwave make hot breakfast for me. Except on the weekends, when I can actually, like, sleep in until my body is ready to wake up and then make breakfast. During the week, no. I can't even get up early enough to have a bowl of cereal. I need something that's going to heat up in the microwave in, like, 2 minutes so that I can grab it and eat it while I'm heading to work, because the workday starts between like 7 and 8 a.m. generally, and my body does not want to awake before 10:30, 10 or 10:30. So it's very, very hard for me to get up and actually have breakfast. Flour, milk, eggs, and salt, and some fat. Oh. So, to me, crepes are super, super thin, and need, like, the squeegee and the griddle to me. That's what I think of when I think crepes. But if you're talking just like some really simple pancakes, yeah, that's totally doable. See, the thing is, I wouldn't want to work like second shift because then I would have to be at work during the times when I want to be relaxing and doing things like playing video games. So, you know, force myself to get up early, and I'm not super functional before 10. So from like 8 to 10 is usually checking and responding to emails, figuring out what I'm going to do that day, and it's not until 10 a.m. that I actually get actual good work done on anything. But at least I'm not getting up at 4 a.m. anymore like I did for 6 years. Because I had a 2-hour commute and needed to be at work by 7:30, and I had to leave by 5:30, which meant that I had to drag myself out of bed, or I had to set the alarm for 4 a.m. so that I would be able to get out of bed and shower and get ready for work, and occasionally dig my car out of Minnesota snow to drive the hour to the train station to take the commuter train into Minneapolis to get to work. Yes, 2 hours one way. And there were offices for the company I worked for a 5-minute drive from my apartment. But my department refused to rent me a cubicle in that office. And so I had to commute 2 hours to Minneapolis to work in a cubicle on the 17th floor of a tower there, instead of having a cubicle in the in the office that was like 3 blocks from my apartment. Oh gosh, Snorpin' Boss. Yeah, that's awful. I did my master's in library science while I was doing that commute, but my master's I did an online program, so I slept on the train and I did my studying after I got home. So I was often doing grad school until like 1 a.m. and then getting up at 4 to go to work. Macaria. A small rock planet, Macaria's thin atmosphere and high albedo keeps it from being much hotter than it is. The crust is high in sodium oxide, giving the planet a whitish tinge. Orbital distance 0.5 AU, radius 4,733 kilometers, day length 34.9 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure trace, surface temperature 206 Celsius, surface gravity 0.5 G. Yeah, it was 6.5 years, and it was unpleasant, Mobius. So I was happy to leave that job when I got the job here in Southwest Virginia. Not really so much because I wanted to come to Southwest Virginia, but because my commute here, I went from that commute to a 10-minute commute. Macaria is a type of sword, by the way. Interesting. A sword from what culture? If you know, that would be interesting.
Probe away.
Yeah, Puddle, I am in my early 40s, and I still function on 5 to 6 hours of sleep fairly well. But there are days that I'm just complete fog because I have not slept enough. An interesting thing, 2020, being forced to stay home and things like that, I actually got to find out it rearranged a few things in my schedule in such a way that I was able to actually get better sleep and discovered what it's like to actually sleep a decent amount. And so now that I'm back to having to commute to the office, I'm definitely not sleeping the correct amount anymore, which I'm back to not. Makes me sad, but Makaria's swords basically look like huge kukiri knives, though Greek. Yeah, Puddle. I hear that. Oh, curved the wrong way, related to the Copis. Portico, thank you for taking care of me. I will do the stretches. All right, posture is done. Have a hydration. Thank you. Let us enter orbit of Copis, which it looks like is probably a moon.
Anomaly detected.
So tiny! Look at it! So tiny! He's a little gray dot. Copis. Makaria's largest moon, Copis, is a desolate place with an extremely thin atmosphere. Its crust is largely silica-based, and there are no signs of water. Like its parent planet, its high albedo keeps it from being a total inferno, and when occluded by Makaria, its temperatures can be nearly tolerable. Its low gravity can easily be countered by a vehicular or personal mass effect field for comfortable exploration. Orbital distance 0.55 AU, radius 1,733 kilometers, day length 21.3 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure trace, surface temperature 51 Celsius, surface gravity 0.1 G. Yeah, it's so small. I actually slept really badly last night, Snorp and Boss. I woke up, I went to bed a little later than normal. I went to bed about 1 because I was playing Dragon Age and didn't want to stop. So I went to bed at 1, which meant that I didn't fall asleep until, I don't know, 1:30 or 2, because that's pretty normal. I woke up at 4. And was fully awake. And then, so sometime probably around like 5, I finally fell back asleep again and slept until 9. This is not unusual sleep behavior for me. Although it is unusual to wake up in the middle. I think it was just that the apartment hadn't cooled down yet. Kopis or Kopesh swords, as well as the Makaria, are chopping swords. The design spread from Greece to Nepal and even India, though the Indians had their own designs that they still preferred. Awesome! Thank you, Snorpabas. I love learning things like that. That's really cool. I'm trying to find this anomaly now. I only have 1 probe left. Aha! Here we are. Anomaly detected. Prothean artifacts detected on planet's surface. Artifact site is protected by a powerful energy barrier. Scans detect muted mechanical signatures consistent with hidden automated defenses. We get to shoot stuff. We're gonna bring Morden and Garrus on the mission. We get to take the hovercraft again. Yay! So, super light gravity, we should totally be able to jump even higher this time, right? And Shepard should be able to jump, period?
Kinetic barrier detected. Kinetic barrier strength beyond conventional weapon capability. Recommend disabling power sources.
Disable the power sources. The power sources. Time to platform puzzle with Kit the hover tank again, yes. But this time there's shooting. Oh, Kit. Sadly, that show does not age well owing to who's in it. I haven't gone back to see how well it ages according to the content, but Are you a power source? Ah!
Barrier strength reduced.
Found one. Follow. Ooh, somebody flipped their Mako. Definitely can't just jump up there. Gonna have to find another way. Another flipped Mako. Jeez. It's like I was driving or something. That Mako has nothing to do with me. Oh, those are Geth! Oh, how cute. Oh no, they're not. They're just rocket drones? They look like Geth. I guess if they were Geth, they would be harder to kill. And have a better chance of actually hitting me.
Barrier strength reduced.
You weren't kidding. It is actually a platform puzzle challenge. Not a huge puzzle, but... Eezo! Yes. That's... They're Geth rocket drones. Like, oh, okay, gotcha. You guys have no idea how much I just want to, like, look up all the story shit. Like, I want to know. I want to know. But I have purposely not let myself look up anything about these games because I don't know the stuff yet, and so it's still fresh for me, and like, that is precious and must be maintained. I'm not giving in. I'm not gonna look it up, but I want to know, and it's like every week when I stop playing, I'm like, but I want to know. I want to keep playing. But I wait, so that I can play this game on stream and share the newness with all of you. And I know something, because I played Andromeda first, so there's some stuff that I know, but honestly, most of it, I don't know that I know it until it shows up in this game. Like, I sort of knew what Reapers were from Andromeda, but also kind of sort of didn't. I mean, it is definitely a massive effect to have it fresh in your mind. Spoiler free. Spoiler alert. Piso is just queso, but most non-human races didn't have an equivalent pronunciation for the Q. Oh, I like queso. Just here for coffee. Yes. It is difficult. Like, sometimes the only Piso is canned spray cheese. Oh, I haven't had canned spray cheese in forever. Often, like, the game I really want to play is, like, I will just really want to play Mass Effect, and I can't. Because it's not Sunday, and I'm not streaming. And it is really difficult sometimes. That's kind of why I ended up just saying, you know, I'm not saving Dragon Age. I'm just going to play the Dragon Age series for myself because it lets me get my BioWare fix between Sundays. Um, and I've played Inquisition, and I feel like I know a lot more of the lore of Dragon Age just from Inquisition. So comparably, I know more of it than I know of Mass Effect. Plus, I was already playing Mass Effect. But yeah, because I started playing Inquisition on stream, and I gave up. I was like, nope, I started playing Origins on stream. I was like, I give up. I'm gonna play Origins, do it. I had watched somebody else play part of it. It was already ruined. So I may play it on stream someday, but for now, no. Mass Effect 2. Shepard comes back from the dead and has serious munchies. Hand spray cheese is banned in most of Europe as not fit for human consumption. So why haven't my country banned surströmming yet? I don't know what surströmming is, but hand spray cheese. There were definitely times when I was poor. Not that I'm not still poor, but the times when I was by myself, I don't cook. There were times when my entire dinner for the night was a sleeve of Ritz crackers and canned spray cheese. I have definitely had that experience. Wouldn't recommend it. Ah, Snorkenboss. The fermented herring. I did not try the fermented herring when I was in the Netherlands. Some other people on the trip with me did, but I did not. I did, however, have lots of stroopwafels. And some, the French fries, the frites, with the little forks. That was unique for me, having fries served with little forks. This site is spectacular. Time, however, has proven to be the real enemy. Even with those Blue Sun thugs hired to protect the dig site, we barely managed to erect the shield before the Geth arrived. How can they know our movements almost before we do? Am I beaming my thoughts directly to them? I must find out how they are doing this. I shall ask Dr. O'Loy for whatever help he can provide. Sorry, Blue Sun. Timing-wise, is this a reference? So there's definitely been some references to Star Trek in this game, or in this series. Is this a reference to Firefly? Blue Sun was a thing that the mysterious figure who created Firefly, whose name we just don't know. I mean, it sort of sprung out of nowhere, but the notes left by that person indicated that they had plans to develop Blue Sun. There were posters that you would see throughout, like sprinkled in the background, and mentions of it. They had plans to develop that if the series had continued, and Blue Sun was going to be a thing. So I'm curious as to whether this is a reference to Firefly. Spontaneous. I know! So many great works in our culture were spontaneously created out of nothing. Harry Potter, Firefly, Cthulhu, like so much great stuff just came from nowhere. We have no clue who made it. So we just appreciate the object without venerating its creators because we don't know who the creators were. We'll never be able to know. It's what springs to mind for me, because I know Blue Sun was a thing and that it was meant to be more. A never existed person who somehow managed to make a worse superhero movie than Zack Snyder, and it was the same movie. A never existed person who somehow managed to make some of the worst Star Trek in existence, along with ruining the end of a decent Star Wars trilogy. According to many people. I actually didn't have any problems with the last Star Wars trilogy. But then I've never been so worried about how that progresses, so I just accept it.
Dr. Aloy must have been indoctrinated by the Reapers.
Oh my. I just kind of accepted the trilogy as it came.
Be responsible for another Geth attack, another Eden Prime. I've silenced Aloy forever.
You bet the Department of Temporal Investigations are puzzled. Not the same never existed person. Well, no, I mean, he was involved in both the newer Star Trek movies and the final Star Wars trilogy. I didn't have a problem with the Star Wars trilogy, personally. There were issues that I had with it, but overall, I didn't.
This should come in handy.
But like I said, I never was quite as into the Star Wars stuff as Star Trek.
It's too late for me. They're still in my head, stealing my thoughts. I can't keep them out. I've got no choice but to destroy this relic. And myself.
Just don't destroy the relic and yourself while I'm here. As an archivist, having so many uncredited works must get frustrating from a filing perspective. I mean, you just list it as unknown author and move on. Sort it by title, and you can find it, or an author. Non-existent person who did not make Firefly was not in the new Trek movies. So, the same person who did Firefly and Buffy and Angel was involved in the new Trek and Wars. Now you have me questioning myself, but I'm absolutely certain. Am I thinking of a different person? What is my brain doing to me? Who am I thinking of then? My brain does this sometimes, and I'm annoyed with it now. Oh, my brain... You know, in my brain, they're the same person. You are indeed correct. They are not the same person. But in my brain, they are. And honestly, they might as well be. As an anonymous person, it's hard to track. Sometimes they intentionally kept their name off of stuff, too. So many movies have Carrie Fisher's fingerprints, but no credit. Alan Smithy. No, but you were indeed correct. And it was my brain that was misremembering things. So thank you for the correction. They're awful for differing reasons, but they're both awful. Did we just enter the movie Sphere? Anybody remember the movie Sphere? Dr. Casey would never understand the deal I made with the collectors. He's obsessed with these Protheans. He would sacrifice everything to learn their secrets. It nearly cost me my life, but I did it for you, Helen. To ensure you remained safe. The damned collectors agreed to spare our colony in exchange for this Prothean find. I can only hope you remained innocent of any of this ugly business. It was all for you, Dr. Robert O'Loy. I know who you're talking about, Tempest. I liked Michael Crichton's novels. Honestly, Jurassic Park is a good novel. I enjoyed it. But I really enjoyed Crichton's novels and the movies that came from them. Crichton, as well as Charles Sheffield novels, and James Rollins, strangely. I got into James Rollins. The Andromeda Strain was a good novel. I didn't really care for the movie. Is a big sphere of water? Why did I touch it? I mean, always do the bad thing, but seriously, why did I touch it? It's a sphere of water that dings like metal when it hits the ground. Sphere or event horizon, yeah. Dr. Casey's research station found. Prothean artifact recovered. 125 experience. Biotic damage. Hyper amp. Use the research computer in the Normandy's lab to build this upgrade. Bioamp upgrade. Quad bonus plus 10% biotic damage. Standard firmware shipping with bioamps is designed to work with a variety of alien races and nervous systems. By hacking this firmware to relax built-in safety protocols, more powerful Mass Effect fields can be generated. By hacking this firmware to relax safety protocols. Each hack must be done carefully, tuned to the individual's nervous system, or there's risk of nervous system damage, sensation loss, or blindness, which is why there are safety protocols in the frickin' first place. 7,500 credits and 1,245 easy. I've seen a couple Resident Evil, and I saw the Mortal Kombat live action movie. I will not say that I enjoyed the Mortal Kombat live action movie that you are referring to. Resident Evil, they're good. I can see they're good. They're not my type of horror movie. As far as horror movies go, I think I am more prefer something like The Others with Nicole Kidman, which is definitely much more atmospheric and cerebral horror than blood and guts, gore, zombies eating out your throat. Paul Anderson. Paul with an A? Okay. So not like Paul, I mean, I didn't think it would be Paul Anderson, the author. Interesting that their names are so similar. Historic discovery. From Project Firewalker. The burst of energy that coincided with your retrieval of the Prothean artifact contained coded information. Most of the data was beyond our ability to track, but the threads we were able to decrypt have provided new avenues for research on energy transfer and biotics. It will keep the scientists busy for years to come. The data indicates that the artifact is currently inert and not dangerous. We wonder, however, that if Dr. Casey had more time, would he have unlocked its secret? We will continue his research. A landmark for humanity. Good work, Shepard. I don't like that I work for you. Lots of gore. Yes, haunted house in space with lots of gore.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private.
I don't believe you. There's no new messages. Honestly, I love Alien. I may have mentioned Aliens. These are movies that are dear to my heart. Alien 3 doesn't exist, except as the Audible recorded acted, produced version of reading the original screenplay of Alien 3, in which case that does exist, but the movie that was actually filmed doesn't exist. I also love Alien vs. Predator.
So, come here too often?
Not super fond of Predator itself, personally. But the movie that I watched a lot as a kid, but looking back on it, it's like,
The elusive man has some crazy looking eyes for
I don't know why I watched it so much, was Leviathan, which is basically Alien but underwater. Yes, Gibson's original script for Alien 3 was amazing and should have been the movie made. If you have access to audible.com, it's worth listening to their production of the Alien 3 original script. It fits so much better with the through line of the story from Alien to Aliens to that script, what they actually made for Alien 3 is crap.
Commander,
I assume everything is going well up here?
good for now. Fractured my thumb on the mute, but I think I made my
Oh,
point.
that means he has nothing new to say, and if he has nothing new to say, I assume nobody has anything
See you,
to say.
Commander.
Which is probably because we've been doing side quests. Let's look at... I don't even have a codex entry. Wow. Our only side quest is on the Citadel. Stop the Collectors. Master Thief on the Citadel. Council on the Citadel. Warlord. Save? Save? I will save in just a second. Oh, the 1963 The Haunting is actually pretty good. Alright. So, most of what I have left requires us to go to the Citadel. This appears to be the only thing I have left that does not take us to the Citadel, which is the Warlord. Dr. O'Keir, millennia of combat and strategic experience, rumored familiarity with Collector technology. A brilliant and brutal Krogan warlord who fought in the Krogan rebellions, Dr. O'Keir has become obsessed with saving the Krogan people from the genophage and is believed to have contacted the Collectors in an attempt to gain technology to that end. He is currently in a Blue Suns camp on Corliss, though the nature of his relationship with the mercenary group is unknown. So I believe we are going to Corliss next, because anything that keeps us from the Citadel counts as a side quest, even if it's main quest. Right? Isn't that how it works? Citadel will be the last place that we go, and we will only go there if we run out of other things to do. Oh, there's research. Research? There's research. Let me go to the crew deck quarters and spend some of those resources that we have been collecting. First, though, I have to check the bathroom.
Shepard, the men's restroom.
Stop being so binary in your gender expression. The restrooms are identical. I always have to check the bathrooms, just in case someone's there.
So the Collectors did take New Canton.
Yes, but my wife and daughter left in the nick of time. They're resting in San Francisco as we speak.
That's great news.
Shepard does research at the research station.
Canton, our mission has to succeed.
Thank God Shepard's in command.
Someone equals Caden. I would die, Portico. Or I would die, Mobius. I would die. That would be amazing. I think I'm supposed to be on the level above this for the research. If I went into the shower unit and Caden was there, just showing up out of the blue on the ship. Little known Caden Shepard shower scene. Hey, I would totally be here for it. Research! Bioamp upgrade! That's the only upgrade I can do right now. Oh, advanced training. Tactical mastery. Through intensive training, Shepard can learn to use a single bonus power. Obtaining more loyal squad members will increase the number of powers available for Shepard. Oh, I don't want to research this again. I haven't done any other team member missions yet. Only the asshole guy. The guy who sounds like he's he sounds like he's South African from a freaking African safari or something. Let the fanfic Commence. Oh, that's not it. I need... Oh. For a second, I forgot completely how exploration... Like, I forgot how to do Mass Effect jumps and whatnot. Isn't that awful? Like, how many times have I played this game and I, for a second, forgot? I was like, why can't I get to the, like, galaxy map? Alright. Omega. Recruit the Warlord. Citadel. We're going to the Eagle Nebula. They have very pretty cinematic. Alright. We have Amun, Relic, Ymir, Malgus. We have some things to look at. The question is, do I recruit the Warlord and then look at the planet? Or do I look at the planets, which will mean we'll recruit the Warlord next week? I'm just checking to see if there's anything in the belt here. There does not appear to be anything in the belt there. With this planet. Osalari. Osalari, Corvus Stellarian Fire Maiden, is a boiling hot dwarf planet close to the G-class star Ymir. Too hot for lucrative exploitation. Its only satellites are defunct solar arrays destroyed by pirates long ago. Orbital distance 0.6 AU, orbital period 0.5 Earth years. Radius 2,622 kilometers, day length 33.4 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 1.6 Earth atmosphere. Surface temperature 229 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.1 G. Do as the sacred laws of procrastination bids. There is a fuel depot for probe purchase. Moderate resources. Hopefully it'll go a little bit faster if the resources are only at moderate. If not like every single planet we come across is rich. Things will go much faster. I know how to launch a probe. Thank you, game.
Launching probe.
Oderate. I've been hearing it all day and just not recognizing in my brain that it's Trisha Helfer, and she's such a great computer voice.
Probe launched.
Although, also, if anyone was not aware,
Launching probe.
the lovely Bonnie Gordon, whose Kickstarter recently was massively successful. Yes, Jody, massive. Be successful. Bonnie Gordon, wonderful, wonderful artist that you may know from Geek and Sundry, from Clear Skies, Shield of Tomorrow, and many, many other things on the internet, is the voice of the computer on Star Trek Prodigy now.
Probe away.
Which is why my brain thought of Bonnie Gordon, because I was talking about how Trisha Helfer was a good computer voice, but Bonnie Gordon is also an amazing computer voice. All hail Bonnie, Her Majesty Queen Majel the Fourth. CODIS. A hydrogen-helium gas giant, CODIS is used by countless spaceships to discharge their drive cores after coming into the system. Commercial vessels restock on their supplies of helium-3 from one of its many orbital platforms. Travel advisory. Piracy at helium-3 refueling stations is common in the Ymir system. Visitors are encouraged to use the escorts provided by the Corliss security fleet to and from the system's mass relay. To prevent escort fraud, always ask for identification from the escort ships and compare them to those found on the Corliss security fleet's extranet sites. Orbital distance 5 AU. Orbital period 11.2 Earth years. Radius 48,918 kilometers. Day length 13.3 Earth hours.
Probe launched.
I think so. When they asked for computer voices in Star Trek, they are cognizant of needing to get someone who can do
Probe away.
an approximation of Majel Barrett's voice, the way that Majel Barrett did the original computer, or at least the way that Majel Barrett did the Next Generation computer voice. But they aren't expected to do it identically. It just has to sound similar enough that if you didn't know it was somebody else, you might think that it was the original computer voice. And Bonnie does a pretty good Majel Barrett computer impersonation. Yes, Snorpenboss. I had the same thought. Ooh, look at this one. It's like a golf ball. Gregos. Cool and distant. Gregos is currently 65% rock by mass and 35% frozen methane and nitrogen ices. In the planet's summer years, these percentages change as the sun heats its ice and it evaporates into a thin atmosphere. Its calcium-heavy crust has been scouted by countless coreless surveying teams, most of whom came back empty-handed. Orbital distance 10 AU. Orbital period 31.7 Earth years. Radius 5,240 kilometers. Day length 69.9 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure trace. Surface temperature minus 170 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.7 G. Exactly, Mobius. And so it is something that they that the viewers
Launching probe.
in general, there is a specific, this is the Federation computer voice, and so they want to stick with that generic
Probe away.
Federation computer voice sound. And that makes sense. It's interesting, it's not the only computer voices we've ever heard in Star Trek. It's only for Federation computers. So, like, the Cardassian computer on Deep Space Nine didn't sound the same way.
Probe
But yeah, I'm thrilled for Bonnie, because Bonnie is amazing and deserves everything.
Probe.
She has worked really hard, and from embarrassing herself in an elevator with oh gosh, now his name left my brain. The actor who played Harry Kim, she worked at Garrett Wang, thank you. She worked at the Star Trek Experience in Las Vegas for a while. She's been kind of in the periphery of Star Trek for a long while.
Probe launched.
He's been on multiple Star Trek related TTRPG shows on Twitch, and now she's official. She's part of Star Trek, and it's amazing, and I am just thrilled for her.
Probe away.
And on top of that, her solo album funded on Kickstarter, and she's gonna get to do a Jessica Rabbit music video,
Launching
which is just awesome. Oh no, Mobius! That is so sad. I honestly didn't know that it was closed. This is because the thought of traveling to Las Vegas for the purpose of going to do something fun like that had never occurred to me. Like, my brain says, oh, that's too expensive. I can't do that. Oh, nobody knew it had closed until it happened. That's not great. But there are other systems, and I must survey them. I must survey the systems. Strabo. We're going to Strabo. Strabo has one planet. See if there's anything in the asteroid belt. Up here, so. Esol, green. Antigar. Charted by a Solarian mining expedition that went off course due to computer error, Antigar is a hydrogen and helium gas giant with 11 known moons and dusty rings. Orbital distance 4 AU, orbital period 8 Earth years, radius 24,193 kilometers, day length 11.2 Earth hours. Moderate resources.
Probe away.
Grab those little moderation resources. Ooh, nice spike there.
Probe away.
So because I mentioned, didn't I? I don't know. My brain thought about next week.
Launching probe.
I think I said something about next week. I don't know. Saturday
Launching probe.
is Christmas. Oh, I should go through the week in order. That would make more sense. I will be live tomorrow for the continuation of Mystery Mischief Monday and our continuation second time ever streaming Evil Dead: A Fistful of Boomstick, which was a selection of Lord Portico, and surprisingly more fun than I was expecting, actually. So that will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be streaming live from the library at Virginia Tech with a stream about cocktails and mocktails, holiday cocktails and mocktails. That's the last thing I'm doing for work this year before going on break. And I will be joined by special guest Archivist Kira, one of my mods, who knows a lot more about cocktail history than I do. You may have purchased Army of Darkness last week for some reason. And then next Saturday I will not be streaming because it is Christmas Day and I'm going to be spending it with my husband. So not streaming. But next Sunday I do plan to be live at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be the 1 year anniversary to the day of the first time I went live on this channel. But all I plan to do is play Mass Effect. I don't have like a streamiversary planned. I think I'll be doing a streamiversary type thing sometime around when my affiliate anniversary is, which will be sometime in Jan. But yes, I do plan to be live with this game next Sunday. If you want to come back, that starts at 1 p.m. Eastern. Have a very, very big here. Ooh! Portico, thank you for the 500 Corgo bits. Much year, many party. Look at all the Corgos flying across the screen, sticking out their tongues. Thank you, Portico. Ooh, French toast. Yes. Oh, but no, I'm having apple crisp. We're having fondue and apple crisp. Although I don't know what we're doing on Christmas Day. Oh, I think we're doing Cornish hens. Cornish game hens, the little small chicken. For Christmas Day. Because you can buy them pre-stuffed. So that all you have to do is take them out of the freezer package and stick them in the oven. And cook them. So it's like a nice Christmas dinner, but minimal work. That is what we're trying for this year. We did that 1 year for Thanksgiving, and it was excellent. We haven't done it in over a decade at this point, but I'm sure somewhere there will be a pre-stuffed Cornish hen. Alright, we have a planet here, Uzin. Named for one of many Krogan gods of vengeance, Uzin is a gas giant close enough to its orange sun that none of its moons are considered habitable. Its composition is largely hydrogen and methane with traces of xenon that the Krogan collect for use in ion drives. Uzin is well within the frost line, where gas giants usually do not form, leading astronomers to believe that its orbit used to be further from the star. If so, this would indicate a seriously unstable orbit, and the planet may plunge into its star within a few million years. Orbital distance 0.3 AU, orbital period 0.2 Earth years, radius 74,137 kilometers, day length 12.4 Earth hours. Moderate resources. And not a whole turkey. Yes. Because it's just the two of us. So, to do something that's kind of special, like we could do like a rotisserie style chicken or just like a roast chicken or something. Which technically Cornish game hens are roast chickens. They're just small chickens. And so basically it's just easier. We each get our own bird. And it makes for a nice meal. I don't know yet what we're doing for New Year's. Last year for New Year's we did a pickle tray and an olive tray and a cheese board with an assortment of cheeses. That was New Year's for us. And it was good. I tried once again to have blue cheese. What did we have? There was a British cheese that was supposed to be like smoky flavor. I don't know what it was. I don't remember. I didn't like it. I don't like blue cheese. I've tried so hard. I want to like blue cheese. It wasn't red Leicester. It was kind of black in color, like a grayish black, kind of ash flavor. I think it was a type of Stilton, but I don't remember for sure. I sometimes think that why I don't like blue cheese is that I'm allergic to penicillin, and the mold that grows on cheese is penicillium, which is what penicillin's made of. And I think maybe that's part of why my taste buds say absolutely not, but I don't know. Liking blue cheese is not a requirement for good alignment. I mean, Snorpabus, that sounds like it would probably be enjoyable if I could stand blue cheese. The thing is, I love cheese. I absolutely adore cheese. I want to like blue cheese because there's so many blue cheeses that people rave about. And you have no idea. I go out to a restaurant and they've got like burgers or steaks on the menu that sound amazing, and I look at the list of ingredients and there's blue cheese and I'm like, so I either ask for a substitution and don't get to experience it the way that it was intended, or I don't like the dish. And it's just really disappointing. I wish that I could eat blue cheese and enjoy it. It's just horrible and I don't like it. Not the gingerbread cookies that we make, yeah. You love it, but you can't eat it due to dietary restrictions. Yeah, it does suck, Steven. Ooh, we have another planet here, Rill. A planet only a Vorcha could love. Rill is notable for its near-miss climate, pushing heat and a thin, toxic methane-ethane atmosphere. Its surface is dotted with Krogan and Vorcha habitats, eking out a meager living off the planet's tin and copper deposits and killing anyone who cuts into their profits. Travel advisory: Krogan can survive in the heat with the use of a breath mask. All other species require environmental suits to avoid heat exhaustion and burns. Liquid water can be found in large lakes on the surface. This can be used for thermoregulation, but it is not potable without processing. Alliance Bulletin. Large-scale gang warfare is a regular occurrence on Rill. Civilian travel is not advised. Orbital distance 0.6 AU, orbital period 0.5 Earth years, radius 5,999 kilometers, day length 30.1 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure traced, surface temperature 56 Celsius, surface gravity 0.9 G. Alright. Oh, yeah, dietary restrictions can be very difficult. I remember when I was told that I should not eat tomato. Very hard when you live by yourself, love pizza, and don't cook.
Probe away.
Needless to say, I didn't do well at complying with those dietary restrictions. I learned to live with it and manage my acid reflux issues other ways. Because I couldn't stop the tomatoes.
Probe away.
I did cut out most other acidic things. Alright, I think there's one more planet in this system, and then I think it's time to call it for today. Probably look and see who else. But I should also concentrate and read. Yeah, giving up pizza would not be something that I really want to do. Would love to raid Vanna, but Vanna doesn't. That is. We'll see. Flet. Uninhabitable by most species, Flet is home to the Blood Pack's Vorcha training and breeding grounds. The thick atmosphere is nearly all nitrogen and lacks oxygen, which poses no hazard to the Vorcha. Needing little but imports of food and water, Vorcha mercenaries and mercenaries to be train religiously to overpower and kill whoever the company is at war with this time. Travel advisory. Flet's spaceports are wholly owned subsidiaries of the Blood Pack Mercenary Company, a corporation undergoing numerous criminal investigations for capital crimes. Civilian traffic to Flet is strongly discouraged. Orbital distance 1.2 AU, orbital period 1.5 Earth years, radius 5,623 kilometers, day length 48.2 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 2.49 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 16 Celsius, surface gravity 0.7 G. You bake yours yourself, make the dough and everything with real mozzarella de bufala and everything. That's awesome. We actually,
Launching probe.
I just saw this planet. Look at this planet. It's actually really pretty. That kind of faint color with the texture on it. I guess those are the continents. I don't know, it's really pretty. I like it a lot. What are they saying? Oh yeah. So March of 2020 when we so my husband had started developing a sourdough starter in like January of 2020, and by March, it was finally to the point where we were getting decent injera out of it. Injera, if you're unfamiliar, is the spongy pancake that Ethiopian food is served on.
Launching probe.
It's made with a combination of teff flour and often barley flour as well. And it's a very sour, like a spongy sourdough. It's quite good. So we had finally gotten to the point where we could make our own injera, which was the only way we were going to get injera for Ethiopian food here in Southwest Virginia, was to make our own, which required developing a sourdough starter. Ruby Rod would approve. Oh, I should watch that. But so we got to that point, and then everything closed, and we had this sourdough starter we needed to keep going, but it had was like some discard with the starter, and rather than just discarding the discard, there are recipes for what you can do with it. And so I like pizza, and I asked if we could make pizza crust out of the sourdough starter discard. Turns out no, but yes. So you could take the discard and actually like use it to like culture it a little bit, grow it a little bit, to get enough to make pizza crust. And so we were doing deep dish pizzas at home using sourdough discard. And it was quite good. I quite enjoyed that. I don't cook. Doesn't mean I don't enjoy well-cooked things. Alright, we're going into the Emir system. Gonna go to the fuel depot. Going to top up the fuel, going to top up the probes, and that is, I think, where we're gonna have to end for today. Autosave. But I want an actual full save. Okay. Let me... Go to credit. I know what I'm doing. Pro streamer here, right? Anyway, I want to say thank you so much, everybody, for coming by. Steven, thank you so much for the raid. Don't know if the raid is showing up in the credits. I'm sorry for that. Thank you. I also need to slow those credits down. Thank you, Be Right UK and Lord Portico for resubscribing. Thank you, TrueLight8 and Jellylegs Jules for follows. Lord Portico, thank you so much for the 500 bits. Thank you, Was Not Worth It, for subscribing to me on Coffee. I appreciate it so very, very much. The first time you moved out of house, you realized that none of your classmates at the school could cook, and that's when you realize how unusual having a chef mom is. Wow. But yeah, thank you all for coming by. Let me see. I've got, you know, I think we're gonna raid Trisha. Kaden still not found, but we will find Kaden. Trisha is playing Halo Infinite. We did raid Trisha last week, but also Trisha's just amazing, and so I think we're gonna raid Trisha Hirschberger. So if you all would stick around and go and say hello to her when we get over there, that would be wonderful. Set up the raid. She is just a delight, and I know that you will absolutely have a wonderful time over in Trisha's stream. So again, thank you all for coming by. I really appreciate it. I will be live next tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern for Evil Dead: A Fistful of Boomstick on my PlayStation 2. And later in the week for the archive stream. Be back this 1 p.m. Eastern on next Sunday for a continuation of Mass Effect, where we will continue our very, 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 very slow search for Caden. Until then, get out there and do some shenanigans.